Amy here, so welcome to another reading vlog. Today is my booktube day, so I am filming, which is kind of fun. You'll notice I said at the end of my last vlog I was going to dye my hair. This isn't really what I wanted it to come out like, but this is what we've got. It's not perfect, but it's okay. So reading wise, I don't have any readathons this month that I'm doing, but I decided that I want to keep vlogging just because I kind of like having a record of what I'm doing and what I'm reading. So we're going to keep vlogging. It's kind of weird because although I have a lot of books I want to read this month because I still have my TBR machine challenge, the last few months I've had a really clear structure of the order I was reading the books in, or at least like sections of books, so each week I knew what I was trying to read. But this month I don't really have an order, so I've just got like 12 books to choose from and I just have to pick them. It's weird. So I did last night pick up Death Note number 7 and read that. I really loved it. Some crazy things happened. This is the only one I've got, so I might go tonight and pick up some more from my brother's house. I'm not sure what he's talking about since he's moving, just giving them to me for now, and then either I can sell them for him or keep them, or I don't know what we'll do, but I don't think he really wants to take them with him to Australia. He is downsizing hardcore because moving stuff to another country is quite annoying. Do you know I'm holding this upside down? Anyway, I'm really looking forward to continuing that series, probably this month. And then I did also figure I may as well start with the library book that I have. So I've got Bird Box here. I haven't started it yet, but I put my bookmark on, so I started it in a way. Not really. I did also yesterday, after I finished the last vlog, finish the audiobook of The Test by Sylvain Neuvel, and my theory from the start was right, but it was very intense and I'm not entirely sure what the message was, but it was a really interesting story and really short. So if you want a short audiobook to try, I would definitely recommend that one. Anyway, next I'm actually going to try and film a bookshelf tour, which I have no idea how that will go, but we're going to try that and I'll let you know when I've read some more. Hey, so it's Tuesday now, and I've done some reading today. I also managed, the thing I'm the proudest of today is I managed to tidy my desk. I'm going to show you. Look at that. Oh, look at all that beautiful white. So nice. So reading wise, today I finished Bird Box. I actually got quite far last night, and it's turned into like a really stormy, rainy time at the moment. So I was reading last night while there was all this crazy wind outside, which made it very scary. And then I finished it off today because I wanted to finish it before it got to nighttime because I didn't want another scary night. And I have to say, I actually really enjoyed this, especially some bits at the end kind of made me tear up, and it definitely has the same feeling as the Netflix show has, so if you like that, then you'll probably like this. I did feel like in this, I am a bit more confident about what's actually going on, whereas at the end of the Netflix show, I felt like it was still quite open-ended. This is also open-ended, but I think there's just a few more clues, or it's more certain because it's in words rather than did I see that or did I not see that. I also did see that there's a sequel to this, so I'll have to try and track that down at some point and see what happens next because I'm quite interested. This, if you want like a scary thriller horror type story, this is a good one. No wonder everybody was reading it. So also I have been listening to an audiobook, so I was listening to this being, you can't see it, it's very bright. So I was listening to Being Mortal by Atul Gawande. It's basically a story about what happens when you get old and you're kind of getting into that stage where you're dying, essentially. I think this is probably a really important book to read before you get to the point of dying or anyone you love gets to the point of dying, because I think it dealt with some really important topics. So I can see why everyone recommends that you should read this, and I'm glad that I stuck it out on the 6-month hold queue in order to listen to it. So then after I finished that, I did also pick up Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. I've listened to maybe an hour of it so far, and I really liked the intro. I'm not sure what's happening since then, but it's okay. To be honest, the narrator of the audiobook is not my favorite kind of narrator. Like, it's not bad, but it's like they're reading a story rather than being part of the story, if you know what I mean. Anyway, I'm sure I will get used to it. Right now, it is actually quite late, so I'm going to go to bed, and I'm going to try and start reading The Painted Man. Since I keep putting this on my TBR and not getting to it, if I put it early, then I'll be able to get through it, which will be good. Also, I think I'm going to try and get through all the longer, harder books to begin with, so that if at some point I end up getting behind, then at least it's not too hard to get caught up again. But we're having a casual reading month this month, so if we fall behind, we shouldn't worry about it too much, right? I'm not good at that. So yeah, I'm going to go to bed now, and hopefully, I want to say hopefully it won't be so rainy tomorrow, but it's going to be rainy like this all week. I hate it, but at least I can get some more reading done, I guess, if I'm not going out anywhere. Good evening. So it is Wednesday evening, and to be honest, I don't have that much to update you on. I think I did say that I was going to go into town tonight and that I was going to do my arithmancy reward at the casino, but you know what? It was raining and I just really couldn't be bothered going anywhere. Although I did go to my mum's house and we watched some old family videos, and there was some footage of me reading. It's pretty much the only footage of me has me reading. I'm kind of a teenager in this. My brother and sister are like little kids, so most of the footage is of them being exciting and I'm just on the periphery.
Here's Penny, doing what she always does. She's got a nice square looking face. Better show me your face so I can get it on video. So in 20 years time you can say that's what you look like. Go on, let me see that nice clean hair. Hurry up, put that book down, you're wasting my film. That's better. Reading. Always reading.
So reading wise, I did start The Painted Man last night. I only got like a few pages in, and since it's like a big dense fantasy, it's just setting up the world so far, so not much has happened. I am also nearly halfway through Truly Devious, and so far I still feel like it's setting up the mystery and introducing the characters, because there's so many characters to learn, and like I'm enjoying it, but I'd like to get more into revealing what's happening and learning about the mystery, rather than just the whole teenager starting a new school and it being awkward kind of thing. But I've heard a lot of good things about this, so I'm confident it will get there. Another thing that we can do is unbox this book that I got from a book depository. I'm pretty sure I know what it is. This is the second book in the 2 that I won from Cat Talks' giveaway. The last one arrived, I think, in the last vlog, or was it this vlog? I honestly couldn't tell you right now. But let's open this. Oh, I'm so bad at opening these particular book depository ones, especially trying to do it in front of you. So this is, and I'm slightly concerned it'll be wet. I don't know, it seems to have survived the rain. I always find it interesting, like sometimes book depository just comes in those cards, and sometimes they come in like the bubble wrap packaging, and like I much prefer the bubble wrap packaging because it's plastic and I know it will protect the books from the rain. I've had some in this cardboard packaging that have been completely soaked and ruined, which is very annoying. But anyway, I've got 5th Season by N.K. Jemisin. I'm really excited to read this. I will have to try and stick it into my TBR really soon. Maybe I could get ahead on September and then fit it into September. That's a terrible idea because I've already got enough to read without trying to get ahead. But I definitely will be trying to read this soon. As far as I know, it's like a fantasy dystopian where people have the ability to like affect the earth or something. I don't know. I'm excited to read it. So I guess that's all for now. And maybe tomorrow I'll have a more interesting reading update. Okay, so I would like to complain. I just finished Truly Devious, and what was that ending? It was like building up to like this big reveal and all the different pieces were going to come together, and I glanced at my phone and I noticed that there were just 2 more minutes of the audiobook to go, and like There was no way it could get wrapped up in 2 minutes, and it didn't. And it just left me hanging. And also, I remember seeing that the second book also has like a cliffhanger ending, and the third book isn't out until next year. So I've put a hold on the second book because I have to know what's going to happen next. But even once I read that one, I'm going to probably end up feeling the same, and then I'm going to be stuck waiting until next year. Why did I decide to read this book before the third book was out, when I knew the second book was a cliffhanger? I'm so mad at myself, and I'm so mad at Maureen Johnson for like making me wait. And I want to know the answer to the riddle, and I can't figure it out myself, and I'm so tempted to go and Google it, but like that's cheating. So like, why can't I figure out the riddle? Because it's too hard and I'm not clever. It's making me feel dumb. Anyway, I just wanted to complain about that. Also today I didn't do much. I went to the mall and had lunch with my sister and went for a wander. That's when I finished my audiobook. But not much is going on really this week. It's just a nice quiet week, which is probably kind of boring for a vlog, but it's kind of nice to just have a quiet week, isn't it? Don't you just like quiet weeks sometimes? Anyway, that's all. I am going to go and distract myself from being frustrated. Hi, so it is Friday morning. I'm about to head off to Jason's place. Again, the weather is so unpredictable. Like, it's sunny right now, but it could rain at any moment. So I don't know that we're going to be able to get out and do much. There's meant to be a big storm coming. It's a shame. We might just have to watch some Dark Crystal on Netflix. I wouldn't be complaining too much about that. So while I'm driving over to his place, I am going to listen to Sea Witch Rising, which I actually feel like last time I drove to his place, I was reading the first book in this series. And I don't know, have I talked about this in this blog? I don't think so. So this is like a Ursula origin story. The first book was all about how she becomes a sea witch, and then the second book is more the Little Mermaid story. But told from Ursula's point of view, or her name is Evie in the book, but it's essentially Ursula. I mean, it is just kind of a YA romance, mainly with a little bit of fantasy. I'm not sure that I'll love it, but I am interested to see how the Ursula version of the story will play out. Plus, it's not that long, so I should be able to get through it pretty quickly. What I am not getting through quickly is The Painted Man by Peter V. Brett. So I'm up to page 90, and we did just get a second point of view character introduced, which was a surprise. So far we've been following this young boy, and now there's this young girl being introduced, so I guess she's going to be a main character as well. I don't know, I am enjoying it, but dense fantasies like this just seem to take me a little while to get through. So this is taking a while to get through, but it's fine. It's not a problem, as long as it pays off in the end. What I hate about dense fantasies is when you read the whole thing and then at the end you're like, what was the fucking point? But this one, everyone says good things, so it better be good. There is definitely a really interesting world being built up, so I think that will be okay. Anyway, that was a big rambly update, and I am supposed to be heading out, so I will check in with you guys later. Hey, so it is a Sunday night now. Sorry I didn't update you guys yesterday because I was living on Panadol, but today I am feeling much better, and I did manage to get some reading done yesterday. So yesterday I wasn't feeling up to picking up The Painted Man, so instead I picked up the first volume of my Avril Lavigne graphic novel series that I was going to pick up this month, and it's a little bit weird because so Avril Lavigne is only in it kind of like as an imaginary friend of this girl who her parents are always fighting, and she has no friends at school, so she's really unhappy. And then she ends up buying this box off this website that's going to give her 5 wishes, and that's where this little guy comes in. I know that I said that I thought I was going to love this little guy. Actually, he's kind of a dick. So then once I'd finished this first volume, I had to continue with the second volume because the ending was not satisfactory at all. Unfortunately, by the time I got to the second volume, I was like, wow, that ending's not satisfactory either. And then I thought there had to be like another volume, but I looked it up, and as far as I can tell, the second volume is where things end, even though the ending was not what I wanted. It could have been a happy ending, and it wasn't, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. It does kind of deal with themes of depression, so you can kind of see that a not happy ending is okay, but a lot of people had to suffer for her unhappiness, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. So to summarize, this was not what I was expecting. I kind of liked parts of it, and I feel like if it had wrapped up differently, I would have really liked it, but the way that it wrapped up, I'm just not confident that the main character learnt the lessons that I would have hoped a book about this topic would be trying to teach. Anyway, it was interesting, and now I know what an Avril Lavigne graphic novel is like. I did also finish listening to the audiobook of Sea Witch Rising by Sarah Henning while I was driving around and then walking around today. And this is another one that was not what I expected, and since I wasn't really expecting to like this, you might think that that means that I really liked it, but no. It was not what I expected, but it was almost worse. Like, I thought it was just gonna be like a silly mermaid romance and maybe not make much sense, but be kind of interesting-ish. But instead it was all weird, like war and politics, and a lot, like, it wasn't really anything about the Little Mermaid. It wasn't even mostly about Ursula, it was about this other mermaid, and the Sea King was not the good guy, and it was just strange, to be honest. And I did read a comment on the Goodreads page. Someone said that the first book was all filler, and I kind of have to agree. And this second book, a lot of it was just so slow paced, and I do feel like it was a little bit like, you know, when you pad out your essays because you need to make it long enough. It definitely felt like that at times. So it was not what I was expecting, but it was what I was expecting in terms of I didn't really like it. Oh well, never mind. You know, there was always a chance I would like it, so it was worth a go. Didn't work out, but it's alright because I only listened to it while I was doing other things anyway, so it didn't really take any time away from me. So then now I've just got The Painted Man left. I am up to page 120-ish, I think. So I'm still following this second girl character that's been introduced. I'm liking her story. I like her as a character, but I think I'm still going to be reading this most of next week as well. So I kind of feel like I haven't read that much this week, but then I looked back at my Goodreads and I've actually read quite a lot, like 3 audiobooks and 5 physical books. Like, it's just because I've been in readathon mode, so now not finishing like a book or 2 a day feels slow, but it's not slow at all. So I think what I'm going to do now is wrap up this vlog. It's hopefully a shorter one since not too much happened this week, but it has been fun hanging out with you, so thanks a lot for watching. I hope that you've had a good reading week and that next week will be good for you too. So I guess I will just see you next time.